Okay. Okay. Good. 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 Y'all can see me again. Yeah, I don't know what the heck's going on. I'm gonna have to play with this thing more when during the week. Maybe next week I'll have a little time. I'm watching my our grandkids this and Monday through Friday, and I don't have any time to be out here in the shop and do a whole lot of stuff. So this was a last minute thing. So of throwing this together, and then I could see that it wasn't working really great. So we'll have to figure it out. Anyway, let me talk about my sponsors. Devobal Technologies for web design, development, hosting. Visit devobal.com. FastCap. Innovative products for the professional workers. Go to fastcap.com. Rockler. 60 years in woodworking. Create with confidence. Visit rockler.com. Bearwood Supply Company. Your best choice for hard to find woodworking supplies. Go to bearwood.com. Klingspor, the sanding specialist. Woodworkingshop.com. And Seiko, the scroll saw specialist. Seiko.com. So, alrighty. So I was in Walmart the other day. Saw this little home sweet home. They had a bunch of stuff up there. You know, Walmart has little trinkets and stuff, and I always go through. And I'm glad I have my phone with me because sometimes I take little snapshots because I'm like, hey, I can make that, and come home and recreate it just to say that I can do it. Just like the snowman that I did, let it snow with his hat and everything. That was a picture that I took out of um, Hobby Lobby. I saw him in Hobby Lobby and took a picture and come and was able to recreate him. Now, some of this stuff that I recreate like that, people are wanting the patterns. Email me and specifically ask me, like if you want the snowman pattern, ask me. Because I'm not going to put it out there on the internet, on my website, because I don't know if it's copyrighted or not. And so therefore, I can't put it out there and take the chance. Who can answer a skull saw question? Mine pulls to the right, straight push. It's like that. They inherently do that. The DeWalt does that, Matt. You have to correct the wood. You have to turn the wood because it's actually not the scroll saw's problem, Matt. It's the blade. Most blades are stamped out, and they're stamped in such a way that they have a burr on them, and the burr tendency has a tendency to make it want to cut to the left or whatever, so you have to steer your wood to the right. So if you've owned a cheap scroll saw, Matt, you wouldn't have noticed it as much, and use the cheap blades, you wouldn't have noticed it as much. But when you get a better scroll saw and use the better blades, it really shows up. I mean, you literally have to turn your wood kind of like diagonally to get a straight line on it. And it's just something that you're going to have to, different scroll saws do it more or less. Different blades. Now, I will say the Pegasus blades from Bearwood Supply Company, my sponsor, they don't require, they're a little bit less on turning the wood. They cut a little bit more straighter, but you still have to turn the wood a little bit. They're a little bit more straighter. So I hope you answered your question, Matt. If I did, tell me if that's what you're talking about. Yeah, well, he might not have had the blade aligned in the center of those jaws, so you need to check that. Uh, if he's got it good and aligned in the center of the jaws, you have a set screw on one side and then the blade holder on the other, and they're supposed to meet in the middle. Well, if the set screw on one side is backed off some and the blade holder screws over to meet it, then it could be wearing on one side of the hole and not the other because the blade's not totally centered. So Al Forte is calling me. Let me see what he has to say. Hey,
Hey,
you're live.
yeah, but I don't see you picking up the phone. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, there's like a 7 to 10 second delay.
Wow. I didn't know if Paul had gotten on or anything. I don't see him out in
No,
the
I
chat
don't
room.
either. Are you over on Discord?
No, but I can be. Yes.
All right, we'll get
Yes.
over there.
Okay. Yeah. You
All right,
betcha.
bye.
All right.
That was Al. He's going to try to get over there on Discord to help me watch the chat. Give me one more second to get back to that. Oop, I don't even think I have Discord open anymore. So let me go check that. Al, are you there? Yep, here I am. All right. So I've got Al in my ear now. I'm sorry that it's taken this long to get this kind of stuff set up, but you got to realize I'm changing uh, y'all's request. I changed from um, over on Twitch to here, so you've got to expect that there's going to be a little bit of a problem this first time that we try this. But I'm in willing to make the move over here. That's not a problem. Uh, I'm willing to make the move over here. We're going to test it for tonight's waters. We might do it one more time and then make the decision, and I'll let y'all make the vote. My arm is pretty doggone nasty still, and they're all up underneath my armpit and down on my boob, but they're still pretty doggone nasty. Yeah.
Teeth all the way across the.
So
That's some serious ant damage.
yeah, it is. It's some serious. We're having to pop the pustules, and I'm boiling them out with peroxide. Um,
It'll
so
be like that for a month, probably.
yeah, it's going to be a while before it gets over. Aussie Man said it's fine, Russ, and it's well worth the trouble to see it uninterrupted. So that's great. Um, but the lag.
Looks better. Also.
Okay, the lag is tremendously big time as far as from y'all over there on YouTube to me. So much so that I can't even watch it. I'm having to have the OBS software in front of me so I can see myself live and see what I'm doing, because you're a good 10 seconds behind me, maybe even more, at least 10 seconds. What'd y'all say? At least 10 seconds? Al, Jim?
More than that. More than that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Yeah,
For me.
yeah. It's
I
a
need to shut the sound off on the show, and then I'm just listening to you on Discord.
yeah, yeah. No, they got me good, but they got me on my arm. They're underneath my armpit and got me on the side over here on the side of my boob. Um, these underneath my arm and on my boob don't seem to be as bad. I think they got me here first, and then they crawled on down.
Just now drinking right now for me.
Oh wow, that's 7, 8, 9, 10 seconds. Okay, so let me go ahead and explain what we're going to do tonight. Let me show you. This is the little Home Sweet Home sign. I saw this in Walmart, took a picture of it, and it's going to be on the backer, which I already have the backer made, which is this. Here, let me put this over here. So this is 1/4 inch Baltic birch plywood. This is all this is. This is a #1 Pegasus. And we're going to try to cut as much of this out tonight. And I already prepped this. This has got some dark, this is just a piece of pine with some dark walnut stain on it, which is not dry as of yet because I just got out here and done it this afternoon. So I'll have to wait a little bit before I glue it on. But then that's what that is. And I saw, like I said, I took a picture of it and from Walmart and decided I wanted to try to do it. So let's see. I'm going for the little words first. And the reason being is, let me explain this to you like I always try to do. There's always more support on the outside of these letters. So I need to get in here and like do some of this small stuff on the inside so that support on the back side will be on this side here. Now eventually when I cut this out, then yes, this here is going to have, here, let's see if I can get it over, is going to have some problems too. But you want to try to do your internal cuts first on some of these things. On this M, for instance, you want to cut in the middle of the M and get all this stuff cut out and leave these solid pieces on the outside to support these two big pieces, and then come in and cut them out. So that's the way you need to perform your cutting when you're doing it. And think about that too. This W is a problem. I need to do this inside of this W, and then maybe the S next and this side next to give this some support. So those are some of the things you need to think about when you're getting ready to saw your project. So yes, I'm going to start this part on the W.
You got a floater, Russ. Just kidding, just kidding.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it because I put this pattern together real quick. I took a picture of it and took it up and put it on my computer and created the created it really quick. So if I have a floater, I wouldn't doubt it. I'll find out real quick like so. But here we go. Let's, as late as the start as we are getting tonight, I don't think I'm going to be able to finish it because this has got a lot of really hard interior cuts in these bottom two words. The Sweet Home. So I don't think I'm that fast enough to get this done tonight. Oh yeah, the weather has been Punxsutawney or Punxsutawney or Punkska, whoever his friggin' name is. Phil he's full of crap this year for the weather. And when I saw that the other day, when they were holding him up in the air and say, "Oh yeah, he saw a shadow, so only 7 more days or 2 weeks more of winter," or whatever he said, I was thinking to myself, y'all guys are friggin' clueless. Yeah. Oh, I already put the picture up. Said it's wanted for fraud and everything. So, yeah, they're still catching really heck up in the northern, Michigan, New Jersey, all the way down to Ohio. All of them are catching heck with a lot of snow still. Yeah, this is going to be a I think a fairly rough winter. Now we're like kind of lucky here in Florida, because if we're in that El Nino type of year, which I think we're in, um, it's okay because Florida in an El Nino type of year doesn't get a harsh winter. We get an easy winter.
It's in the 30s here.
30s out in Texas.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's when it started warming up tomorrow.
Well, we had it in, when I woke up this morning, it was in the low 40s. And then throughout the day, the highest it got on my back porch was like 60 degrees. So,
It was like 12 here today, and I had the sun roof open just because it was sunny. Sometimes that's nice. Fasten the heat, turn open the sunroof.
I can get this down a lot closer. I think I can pull this one down in here too.
Jim, I got a feel of touch for my fingers. What is that? It's an auto bug leveling function. Oh, nice. Thanks, Nick. Oh, I don't want to touch that. Got that little feel out there. That filters off the jack of all. Yeah, the jack of all. I was going to type, if you added one more F to your name, it would change everything. Yeah, Jacob was crazy in the 80s here. And he's actually in, what did I say? Phoenix? Yeah, Phoenix. That's where he's going, right?
Yeah, these are little tiny, tiny, whiny letters in this. I might regret actually making this as far as it become a pain in the ass with all these little tiny letters.
I got my laser going on something quick, so behind it. Is that with the little potentiometers on the drivers? No, they're physical screws you adjust the mirrors with. Oh, okay. If it's all the way to the left and you're trying to the laser something, it's fine. But if you get out in the middle, the beam goes up too high and the left mirror misses it. Her feelings sounds alright. It's good on it.
You like this format over Twitch.
Yeah.
Okay, why? Chris Nealon, why do you like this format over Twitch?
And often I feel like I should pause the stream every few seconds to realize that's the Twitch thing.
No, I'm enjoying your. I want your feedback because I'm only doing this for you guys that are watching, and so if you're totally unhappy with the other format, then and we seem this YouTube seems to be the better of the format, I'll move. Trust me, it's not any big deal for me. Um, it's actually more for what y'all who are watching want. I was trying to get into a new genre or a new thing over there onto Twitch. But if it doesn't work, I mean, then and y'all are not happy and can't watch, then I might as well just move the damn thing over here.
Yeah, looks like everybody likes to see each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the problem I have with the buffalo. But at least it's trying. At least it's taking people, Of course, I'm breaking plugged into router then, but very smooth screen, easy to pause and catch up. Gives you a quick viewing time. They like the chat better here too.
Well, we might be moving it over to here. I got to get a few things worked out um, to move it over to here. I don't like the fact that the lag between the software and y'all talking is so terribly bad. That's kind of confusing.
Chris said the only twitch he has is controls with Ned.
Yeah. Now, this sign could be made a lot bigger than what I made it. This is my test cut, so I don't like wasting material. So I made it kind of small. And I can tell you right now, I wouldn't, if I made this sign as a pattern, it wouldn't be this small because these little letters are a pain in the ass. I can cut them, don't get me wrong, but I would have preferred they be a lot bigger just for ease of cutting the pattern. You have to realize, I mean, I'm getting kind of older, guys, so I don't mind cutting patterns, but sometimes the harder cutting is two things is happening. My dexterity in my fingers is starting to not be as good as it used to be. I'm noticing that with my age. The second thing that I'm noticing is my eyes. Even though this light and magnifier is working fantastic, compared to 5 years ago, I could see a whole hell of a lot better.
I can't stay hunched over the saw. That's what kills me.
Yeah, yeah, I understand that. Jim Bashir's is saying he has a hard time staying hunched over the saw. Well, you can always, can you stand up, or is that hard too?
No, standing up.
Well, you can, this thing can be made, this stand on this one is tall enough you could stand up and scroll, and you wouldn't be hunched over. I don't mind the hunched over because I'm trying to, or actually I could pull my big fat butt up underneath the scroll saw some more, but, so I wouldn't be so hunched over, but. I don't think it's the cameras. Was he being funny or facetious or being? Well, anyway, I don't think it's the cameras has anything to do with the lag because I've always had some, even on Twitch. And actually, as I started adding more cameras, the lag seemed to get better when I was on Twitch.
This source on the Seiko, right?
Yes, this is a Seiko ST21.
Okay. Chris, they probably had started a cataract and
A cat.
Russ says, here's the wisdom. Science has come a long way, Russ. They make vision enhancement devices now called glasses.
Oh, I know they got glasses, but you can't. I can't wear glasses and look through this um, magnifying glass. Yeah, it they don't work. I tried it. I've got a set of glasses and they don't work. They too. Uh,
Exceed your depth perception.
yeah, you have no.
See, that's what
Yeah, you have no depth perception. It really messes with you. So um, the only thing I could do was be able to come up with a higher Doppler glass. This is a 300 or 400. Maybe I could find one that had like a 500 or 600 that would help a little bit better, or maybe lower this down a little bit more. Don't get old. That's all I gotta say. It ain't fun getting old. Yeah, I was thinking the other day, and I'm not a type of person who is down on oneself. Um, I enjoy my life. I have a beautiful wife. I have fantastic kids and grandkids and everything. So I'm not one to get down on life. But I was sitting there the other day and contemplating and thinking to myself, I'm getting friggin' old. Some of this stuff that I used to do is just harder and getting harder and harder to do, so to speak. So, and I hit 60 this year. So I'm the big 60, and I know that's not really old, because there are people out there that are 70, 80 years old, still running around and doing things. But when you add in some of the things, like for instance my back, that's something that's never go away. I was injured when I was in the fire department, and I will always, I don't. There's no surgery or no nothing they can do. It's a pinched sciatic nerve, and yeah, and they say that the actual surgery, there's less than like a 20% people that have actually had the surgery that made it better, and sometimes it's even worse. So I'm like, at this point, I'm like, all right, just leave it alone. So, but I pinched my sciatic nerve. So there are days when I go to bed, I have had a fantastic day. I feel good, and I'm actually laying there going like, wow, I had an awesome day today. And wake up, yeah, without the meds or anything, and wake up the next morning and can't even get out of bed. I hurt so bad. That's never going to get better. I mean, it's something I'm going to have to live with. It's from picking up heavy 3, 4, 500 pound patients and putting them in the back of an ambulance. It's from lifting heavy stuff when I work for the fire department. It's all of it has just compounded, and then doing stupid stuff myself by lifting heavy objects that I probably shouldn't have lifted as a young person, thinking like I'm a He-Man, I can do it all. So all those combination of things have led to my back being like, trust me, it doesn't stop me from living. I get out, I mow my yard. I have a push mower. I've had so many people ask me, why in the hell do you push mow your yard? And I said to them, I said, as long as I can push mow my yard, I will, for the simple fact of the exercise. Yeah, so is when I get to the point that I can no longer mow it, I'll buy a damn riding lawnmower. Until that point, I'm going to push mow it. So what time are we looking at, gentlemen? 10 after 8? Yeah, okay, no problem. I just want to gate because I don't think I'm going to be able to finish this tonight. I'm going to spend another 15 minutes probably just on these little tiny tiny words. And since I'm doing that, let me go ahead and open up. Here, I want to take a break from this little stuff. Let me go ahead and do this opening in this O. Just so. Yeah, that's me. I had to lift. You go to the scene and you got a lady that weighs 450 pounds, and there are two of you. That's 225 pounds apiece that you got to lift and put in the back of that ambulance, and or there'll be 500-pound patients, 600-pound patients. But anyway, you got to lift them and put them in the back. And let me tell you, you can lift all the weights you want to, and I'll tell you what, go out and work for an ambulance company or a fire department and lift people, lift human weight, and put them in the back of an ambulance and see how long you last. Because it's totally different from going to a weight room and lifting weights. Yeah, so it's not the same, but it's just Oop, well, that's pretty cool. But I really don't regret it. I'm having a fantastic time at this point in my life. I just wish my back. I actually went and purchased these from Home Depot and from Harbor Freight. These grabbers that like you pick trash up on the long side of the road, and I have two or three of them scattered, four of them scattered throughout my house because it's getting to the point I can't hardly bend over and pick something up off the floor. So if my shoes get kicked underneath the bed, I have a grabber there. I can reach over and grab them, pull them out from underneath the edge of my bed because I just can't get them anymore. Yeah, those grabbers are fantastic. I have two grabbers in my shop. I have one in my bedroom, one in my bathroom. There's one in the kitchen, um, just so that when I drop things on the floor, that's the only way I can get them up sometimes. Yeah. Yep. But yeah, they're pretty cool. I mean, the ones from Harbor, I bought a few more expensive ones than I found out, to be honest with you. The ones from Harbor Freight work just as good. Yeah. Yeah, it's like I said, I have learned. My grandkids, I can lift my two grandkids, Millie and Mason. They're the twins that we watch. They're still far enough underweight, but we have Levi, my other grandson, Ashley's son. That little boy is a tank. I'm talking about he's solid. I can't lift him. Can't pick him up. He'll run up to me and hold out his arms and go, Grandpa. And I'm like, yeah, I love you too. And I bend over and give him a big old hug. And, he sees me pick up Millie and Mason. He don't quite understand why I can't pick him up. But he's a tank. For like 4 years old, I think I don't know what his weight is, but it's enough that I can't lift him off of the ground. And his mother lifts his butt up. And I'm looking at her going like, you ain't going to lift him too much longer. And she goes, yeah, I know. He's getting very hard to lift. He weighs so much, so. It is what it is. I have fun. I have fun. I have good days and bad days. I have finally, hold, knock on wood. I finally think I've found a solution to some of my sinus problems. So,
You gonna quit breathing?
I'm taking a Zyrtec every day, and then I found that Nasonex. Is it over the counter? I think it is. Oh, no, Flonase, which is over the counter. It's supposed to be a steroidal type, and my doctor told me about it, and I have been doing that religiously every morning. I take a Zyrtex and I use the Flonase, and I have been doing absolutely, thank God, fantastic as far as my sinuses. They're cleared up 100 times better as far as me being able to breathe during the day. Now, during the worst of the worst, we just had the oak pollen blooms come through, and that's the worst of the worst times. Usually, I will get a sinus infection as the oak pollen starts to bloom, and praise God, I ain't got one yet. So. Yeah, I haven't got one yet. So I'm very, very happy about that. What are y'all guys laughing about, or who's laughing?
Supposedly Chris Nealon said Flonase is great and it doesn't affect your prostate gland.
Well, I have Viagra for that, so I don't care.
That gets all the way to your prostate gland?
I don't. I never.
That's a killer pill.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know about that. My doctor was talked to me about it. And he said, "Have you tried Flonase just to see if it would help you?" And I said no. And he goes, "Well, try it." So I've been trying it, and by God, it's been helping me out a big time. I have a prescription for Viagra, so I don't have to worry about it. My doctor told me, he says, be careful taking this, and if you have an erection for more than 8 hours, you need to go to the emergency room. I said, if I have an erection for more than 8 hours, I'm running in the road buck-ass naked going, looky here, what I've got. I'm going to let the whole neighborhood know about it.
One of my friends said one time they say on a commercial if you have an erection for more than 4 hours, you need to go to the hospital. And he said, if you have one for more than 4 hours, you need to get a surgery.
Yeah. Viagra, the little blue pill. Yeah. Yeah, we used to tell them, we used like when we get hurt on the construction job, somebody smash their finger with a hammer or whatever, and I'll look at them and go like, "Oh, the pain will stop when it gets hurting."
Now they're talking about KY.
All right, let's keep it clean out there if we're talking about. Is this X-rated? No, it's not X-rated. It's not KY related either. We just somebody brought up. I don't know where it come from, but we're not having sexual related scroll saw classes. I don't know how we got on that.
I think it was Austin and talking about prostrate.
Yeah. We're gonna blame it on Aussie. All right, we're gonna blame it on Aussie man because he started with the prostrate stuff.
You know, I just smoked some really good stuff. Some Vicks Vapo inhaler. I've had this probably, and it kills headaches.
Yeah, that Vicks Vapo inhaler works. Trust me, I've been clogged up before and used it, and so.
Yeah, I gotta blow that nose.
Katie Dodson said he's gonna be running through the neighborhood after 8 hours. Nancy's gonna lock his ass out. No, she wouldn't lock me out. I ain't gonna say what I was gonna say.
Stop talking about me.
I ain't gonna say what I was gonna say.
Yeah, I guess I should have muted up then.
You have to realize the Viagra's not only for the male's pleasure, the female has a lot of fun too. So
There we go, back on the subject.
I know. Well, that's because Katie and what she said. That's Katie's fault. We need to start talking about woodworking. Start giving me your scroll saw questions. Start giving me your scroll saw questions instead of your. Instead of your porn Viagra questions.
What kind of Viagra does your scroll saw soak to keep the blade tight? Okay, what Viagra does your scroll saw soak to keep the blade tight?
Yeah, yeah. I dip the blade in the Viagra before I start working, and it keeps it nice and taut.
What kind of wood are you using?
This is Baltic birch plywood, 1/4 inch. Yeah, this is just quarter-inch Baltic birch plywood. Yeah, you see, what you do is you take the Viagra pill and you put it in a little oil so that it will dissolve, and then you dip your blade in it, and that sucker becomes stiff and away you go. Oh God, I forgot. This is on my actual YouTube channel too.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
I might have to delete this.
Yeah, you're not necessary to get after that posted.
Yeah, delete this one or post this channel or this video. See what you guys are doing for me? You are getting me into trouble.
Did you announce your sponsors? I got here late, so I
Yes, I already did that. You guys are getting me into trouble, I swear.
I'm not going to repeat the same. What are you saying, Greg? You I didn't say anything.
Yeah, right. Blame it all on everybody else.
You're going to get this done, man. It is almost 30 after. Thank you.
Like I said, yeah, right. Blame it on everybody else.
Yeah, Chris England says may have to do a voiceover.
May have to do what?
Chris England says you may have to do a voiceover.
Oh, yeah, voiceover. Or just delete all the sound.
You have to send it to me or read it.
Come back and put an excerpt in and say, sorry guys, about uh, after the show started, I lost audio. So you can't see what or hear what we're saying.
You can download it and edit it, can't you? Or can you?
Yeah, I can. We haven't gotten that bad. I mean, it's been fun. It's all been within fun. We haven't got vulgar yet.
Yet.
I said yet. Yeah, we haven't got vulgar yet. It's been within fun, within limits.
Awesome and Sam is just playing with Bob with
It's been fun within limits so far.
Are you gonna go for the home run? You gonna go for the home? You got the phone in front of you?
I'm here.
There you go. Okay.
I'm here. I had that long stretch and it was on the go and I decided to take it on out. So
I wasn't even hearing the saw. That's all.
oh, you can't hear the saw? Well, that's good if you can't hear the saw.
No, when I said that, I couldn't. Lady says you can keep the not vulgar yet if you say no words.
I want to keep it.
Awesome says, please listen of address, lots of address, all around me and everywhere.
Yeah, I want to keep it PG-13 in case my grandkids watch or are watching.
Grandpa, what's my address?
Yeah.
When you are gonna go and take your vacation.
Oh, by the way, for those of you who are listening, when I go to the Atlanta Woodworking Show, I will probably not be in the Southern Woodworkers booth. Um, I have been invited to be in the Gwinnett Woodworkers booth and do scroll saw demonstrations that whole weekend. They're setting me up a scroll saw, and so I'm going to be over there doing scroll saw demonstrations. They got a big. They're making me a banner. They asked me for pictures. They want to have a banner made of me, and so I'll be in the Gwinnett Woodworkers booth doing scroll saw demonstrations the weekend of the. I got to get a hold of Zach and tell him because I had signed. Yeah, I was signed up for being for that. You know how he has a thing that you sign up for the hour and you're there and to greet people and everything. Well, I had signed up for one of the hours. I don't remember what day and what time off the top of my head, but my point is I'm gonna have to get a hold of him and tell him um, that I won't. I'll be over there in the booth because I'm going to take breaks. If you get what I'm saying, they're not. I mean, I don't have to be there the whole time, all day long scroll. I'm going to be able to take breaks, and I'll come over and see everybody over in the sun. And I'm hoping most of the people over in the Southern Woodworkers booth, once they find out that I'm over there, will come over there and see me. So, coming right along. What time are we looking at?
35.
8:35. Okay, guys. Hey, Russ, you might just finish that project because this show you're whipping. Yeah, you're whipping. All right, so that's what I was going to say. Y'all going to hold on? If you're going to hold on, we're going to go for it. See if I can finish this damn thing tonight. No, we're not going to split it up to a second show because I won't be here next Wednesday or next Saturday. Yeah, I'm not going to be here next. The show next week is canceled, just to let y'all know. The Saturday show is canceled of that week. The weekend of the 15th, 16th, and 17th. Wednesday night, I think, is the 14th. If I'm not, but March 14th, I think, is the Wednesday night is canceled because I'm going to be flying out on the 15th, and I want to make sure I have all my cameras and luggage and everything in a row that I want to take with me. So that's what I'll be doing that Wednesday. I wanted to record some stuff, but somebody said do the live show from Atlanta. No, I want to have some fun. I won't have to worry about that. I'm going out to Joel Crawford's house, I believe it is. He's having a makers meetup out there at his house, and I got a bunch of friends out there that I don't get to see all the time, so I want to see them and talk to them and visit with them. So I think the 16th is Saturday, so we won't be having a show that week. I'll talk about it this week. Yeah, the 14th is Wednesday. We're not having a show. The 16th is Saturday. We are not having a show. I will be in Atlanta. I will be in Atlanta. Okay, yeah, the 13th. I guess it's the 13th. I thought it was the 14th, but. Yeah, I won't. I want to have some fun. It's kind of like a little mini vacation for me. I wanted I wanted my wife to be able to go, but unfortunately, we have her mother lives with us and has Alzheimer's, and so there's no way that she's gonna be able to go. She has to stay here and take care of her, and and I mean, to be honest with you, she went with me 2 years ago to the Atlanta Woodworking Show, and she enjoyed it because we did some stuff while we were there. Me and her did, but she also went to the show one day and stayed there the whole day during the show. And when we left, I said, "Well, what do you think?" She goes, "It's not my cup of tea." And I said, "I thought so. No big deal." I mean, she stayed there for me that whole day. She walked around and looked and stuff and did everything else, but it's just not her cup of tea, and I understand that. She goes to Weight Watchers meetings with her sisters every Saturday morning for 4 hours. It's not my cup of tea. I don't go with them.
Well, it's Saturday morning. You're supposed to be asleep.
Well, they get up and get ready and go.
How many hours do you think you put on that stapler?
Oh, not a lot, to be honest with you. Not a lot. I use it on the shows more than I do any. I've probably only got maybe 20 hours, personal hours on it. Maybe. I don't even think that. Most of all my time has been doing the scrolling making with Russ.
Yeah, it doesn't have a counter on it though.
No, but I can tell you. I mean, think about it. I only use it for a couple of hours on Wednesdays and go back and check how many shows I've done on Wednesday nights.
Like military equipment or aircraft or whatever, get a counter
Yeah.
on it. Engine counter. Yeah, yeah, engine counter. Mine, my aerator's got a counter on it too.
Well, this don't.
Yeah, Chris, this board was fried. I can see the chips was fried and everything. I'm surprised it was actually. That's a shame.
Voila. We are done.
Getting better, you seem to be responding quicker.
We are done, mon capitan.
I have worn out the magnetic man.
We are done, mon capitan. So that I will glue onto. Here, let me pull this back up now.
Nice, nice.
To this. I'm going to leave the Baltic birch plywood a light color.
So what
So
did Walmart want for that?
I don't remember. I was walking through. Me and my wife were walking through, and I go through their little knickknacks and whatnots and stuff, just to see if I see things that I like and pick up on, and say, I really like that. I'm going to take it home and make it. So I'm sure it's not. I'm sure it's copyrighted or whatever, but it may not be. Most of the stuff they buy comes from China. Do you really think China copyrights anything?
I don't see how you can copyright words.
Well, I don't think you can copyright words either. I mean, I think that if it went to court, they would be going like, "It's home sweet home." How can you copyright that?
For years, yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, Xerox has got the word Xerox copyrighted.
Yeah, but that's a specific spelling of a company name.
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
You
Yeah.
know, like I could have Simply Wooden Creations copyrighted because it's my company name. But Home Sweet Home, it's just
Right.
like I said. I was walking.
That
There were
if you
several.
copyright the word Xerox, okay, you can. But if you let people use it, then it becomes public domain, and you can't get a copyright. And that pertains to the Xerox, I believe. Why don't keep the copyright,
Right. But
even though it's a process, I believe.
yeah, a lot of stuff that comes from China though, they're getting it from other places, and you can't tell me that they're not bumping over copyright issues or whatever.
Paul Seaman says, just tell them your name
Name
is
is
home.
Home. Yeah. So I mean, but I go through Hobby Lobby, I go through Walmart, I go through a lot of the places that I go through their knickknack stuff on purpose and just walk through and see things that I like. And this popped up, and I went like click click, and there was another something said something about family and blessing, and another one that said something about mom's cooking, and there was three or four of them, and this caught me right off the bat, and I went like, well, that's easy to make. I can take that. I can make that from just looking at the picture. I can make that, and so I made it just looking at the picture, and that's the same way I did with the snowman at Hobby Lobby. I went through Hobby Lobby, and they had that snowman that said "Let it snow," and I took a picture and turned it into a segmentation, and we made it back around Christmas time. Sweet, Sweet. Did I spell it wrong?
No, they're trying to make you look at it.
Oh, well, I did. You got me because I was looking at it going like, I thought it was Sweet. I didn't. Did I add another E to that damn thing? Asshole. So, anyway. But yeah, I think it looks good. I like it, especially with. Now, you have to realize it's going to be. I know it's backwards, but it's going to be with a Baltic birch plywood look when I finish it. This has got the pattern on front, so it's still kind of. And I could run out there and get my stuff and take it off, but I don't.
Yeah, on one camera it is backwards. On the
Yeah, on this camera it is going to be backwards because this camera sits this way. Yep. So, in other words, if I flipped it over like that, oop, we'd have to go over like that, and it would be upside down still, so it wouldn't work. So anyway, I thought it looked pretty cool. I think it needs to be a little bit bigger. I made uh, this is about 11 inches, so it would fit on a sheet of paper. The home sweet home part here. I think this would be a lot better making this like instead of 11, like add couple 2 or 3 inches over it, which would span it out, which would make this sweet home letters bigger, and make this instead of like 3.5 inches by 12 inches or whatever to be like 14 or 16. Then I think it would look a little bit better. This was really a pain in the butt to cut these little letters. I cut them, but it was a pain in the butt. So I think this needs to be bigger, and the backer needs to be bigger. So, and if I was to make it for a pattern for people to give away, I would make it a little bit. I would make it in two sizes: a smaller one and a larger one. I'd make it this size, and I make it larger so that you could blow it up a little bit more. So,
I
uh,
like the way it looks.
Chris Nealon, have a good night.
The sweet home part of it looks pretty neat.
Good night, Chris Nealon. He said he has to go. Good night.
Yep, sure does.
See ya. Yeah, I like the way it looks, but my point is by you could make it bigger and it wouldn't change the looks. Because I did this in Corel Draw, which is a vector. So all I got to do is lock it into position, tell it to make it like 3 inches longer, and it'll automatically calculate the size for the width. So, but like I said, I go through Walmart, I go through Hobby Lobby, I go through a lot of the stores and just look at what they have, and I see it and I like it. I'm like, I take a picture of it, bring it home, turn it into a pattern, and I make it for myself. That way I can't get in trouble. I'm just making it for me. But if you would like to email me that you like this pattern, go ahead.
That'll be Hobby Lobby corporate that emails in the. Yeah, a cease and desist letter. Right.
Yeah, if you really, really like this pattern a whole lot, and really, you could email me and tell me how much you like it.
Dang, Katie actually had a good idea.
Yeah, that would.
No
Yeah,
signs.
you could do the. You could make this a little bit bigger down here.
You can put them right underneath there, right underneath the bottom line.
Nah, you want to drop this down a little bit more to put the key hangers on. I would carry this on down about another inch and then put the key hangers across there, which wouldn't really change the looks of it that much.
She's probably sitting at home waiting, trying to figure out something to respond to that.
Yeah, but so far it's a thumbs up for the YouTube um,
Yeah,
doing this.
yeah. I think the platform is more stable.
Yeah,
Knowing the hell I went through last Sunday too, I agree. Of course, it was partly my router, but
yeah, but I agree. It seems more stable. It's just
I do too.
there's a big delay. I have to keep um, like the software open here so I can see myself live, so I can see what I'm doing, and y'all come in behind. So many. It's getting a shorter response. I can tell that it's starting to speed up.
Oh yeah, don't forget thumbs ups.
Oh yeah, thumbs up now. Yeah, this is a thumbs up type of situation here. So I forgot we're on YouTube. Y'all need to give me a thumbs up, all of y'all watching. So I expect 150 thumbs up. I don't know how we're going to get that out of probably 13 or 14 watching, but
Sign in and out.
mhm.
You'll have to sign in and out.
Yeah, sign in and out a few
Sign in,
times.
thumbs up. Sign out. Sign back in, thumbs up. Sign out.
Old Cranky Workshop.
I'm gonna try it. Try it. See if it works. Yeah.
It won't
If it
work.
does, we're gonna blow YouTube up right here.
But yeah, I thank you for watching. I appreciate it.
I think it probably goes a little easier.
Oh, we got 21 watching now. Holy crap. 21 people watching. And 15 thumbs up. That's pretty. Wow. 15, 16. Yeah, okay. Well, I can handle that.
Ask and thou shalt receive.
I can handle that. Thank you very, very, very much.
Give
Yeah,
the man a thumbs up.
I appreciate it.
Thumbs up.
All right, guys. It is 8:51. We got. I'll stay until 9 o'clock, but we're going to sign off at 9 o'clock. We got 5 or 6 more minutes. But I enjoy doing this. I really do,
Try that out.
and it's a pain in the butt uh, that I'm having to cancel a lot of the shows because of some family issues. But my family is the most important. My daughter, and for those of you who don't remember, her babysitter called at the last moment on a Sunday afternoon a couple of weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago, and told her that she was no longer going to be able to watch the twins. So my daughter called me Sunday within an hour or two after that crying, and I'm like, what's the matter? And she told me, she goes, I don't know what I'm going to do. I have to work. And I'm like,
What's the matter with the kids? I keep
yeah, so there's nothing you can do. Just bring them here, Nancy, and I'll have to watch them. So, and it's not a bad thing to watch your grandkids, and I really love watching my grandkids, but my shop time's gone. I mean, Monday through Friday, right now, I have no shop time. I can't get out here. Matter of fact, I got into the ants this weekend trying to uh, mow the yard for the first time in 3 weeks and rake some leaves and everything because Monday through Friday is pretty well shot right now. So
3 weeks. We haven't mowed our yard for 3 months.
Jim says he hadn't mowed his yard in 3 months. Jim Bashir. So yeah, well, it still grows here in Florida. It's just you go from mowing it every week till you can mow it every 3 or 4 weeks. But and that's it is what it is. I have to do it. She has to work. She has to have the family. Uh, I just have to suck it up. My shop time just sucks right now, and so some of the things if there was to come a point, this show would go first. And the reason I say that is because the Saturday night show is the most important show. That's what all the sponsors and everything depend on, and that's the my bigger show is on Saturday nights. I don't want to give this show up on Wednesday nights, and I'm trying not to. But you may have to bear with me. Is my point is because I may have some more cancellations on Wednesday nights, and you're just gonna have to say, okay, well, we'll just be back when you're there, Russ. And I would appreciate that. If you like me and love me and care about me and want to see me, then it is what it is. So I just want you to know that up front that might be the way it is because I don't have time to prepare for the show because I'm busy all day long, and by the time she comes and gets the twins, it's 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So it's not like I can get things done to get the show prepared for. So, and they're twins. These little guys will get into anything and everything that quick. I mean,
Seaman says portable playpen in the shop.
yeah, they're too big for a playpen. They're 2 years old. They'll climb right over the top of it. Um,
But he also says family must always come first.
yeah, yeah. So, uh,
They need baby bottle there. That's what they need.
last week when they were here, it was a nice. The last few days, weather sucks, so I haven't even been able to do that. But last week when they were here, I let them go outside. We have a swing set and a mini trampoline for younger kids and everything, all set up in my backyard for all the grandkids. We have it set up. We have white sand put down for them. And I let them come out and was playing, and I was doing some yard work out in the backyard, and I keep my eye on them because it's all fenced in; they can't get away. And did that last, but we haven't even been able to go outside. Hopefully tomorrow we'll be able to go outside for a little while and let them run around outside. They have a great time running around outside and jumping, and then they get nice and tired before nap time, so they sleep longer, which is a yay for me. So, but yeah, we have a big swing set fort with a slide coming out of it and everything, and then a big, like a 6 foot diameter kids trampoline with the netting all the way around it, so they can come out and play outside. So, but just be patient if you see me post. Well, I think I've told you this last time. I'm going to repeat this. I'm not going to post anymore. There will be no shows. Just you'll know there's a show if I post it. There's going to be one. I'm just getting kind of tired of posting no show tonight, no show tonight, no show tonight. So there will be no more post, no show tonight for Wednesday night shows. It will be if there's a post, you'll know there'll be a show. So If y'all could put up with that for me, I'd appreciate it. All right, guys. Well, I'm ready to get out of here. I think it's 9 o'clock by now. I appreciate you watching. Thank you. Bob Lee's been out there. Aussie Man, Katie Dotson, James Parker's been out there. Uh, Chris Ahern's been out there. Michelle Marcoux,
Michel Marcoux.
Michelle Marcoux. Lieutenant Chris Nealon's been out there. Dennis 11
Russ.
yeah, Dennis 11348's been out there. Chris Nealon, I think I said him. Dennis Chris Nealon, yep. Michelle.
Yes.
Yeah, Chris Ahern's been out there. I seen him. Matt Haas has been out there.
Matt Haas.
Matt Haas.
Matt Hassenpesser.
Hassenpfeffer. All right, all y'all have been out there in the chat, and I'm sorry if I missed you and didn't call out your name. You've been out there.
Matt, we're gonna rock you, Matt.
Yeah, we will rock you, Matt.
I love his wife beater. Yes, yes, yes. And his breast.
Anyway,
Let me
we got to get out of here. That's it for tonight. I appreciate it very much. There's only one thing that I need to do,
say it, Russ.
and that is just nope. I almost did it again. Sung the wrong song. When the sun comes a peeping into where I'm sleeping, it's out to my shop I go, just making piles of sawdust and getting cover from head to toe. Good night, everybody. Thank you for watching, and God bless. I gotta find the button that says end this. End it.